From years of my experience in working in DFIR industry, one thing always keeps hurting me. That is doing forensic acquisition remotely. Now imagine there is a situation, right, when you are sleeping at the middle of night and you are having the most beautiful dream of your life. Your phone starts ringing and you have to wake up from your bed and start packing up your bag and start from office. Why? Because there is a need for forensic acquisition and you do not have any process, any tool as such which can help you to acquire the data forensically and remotely. Right now suddenly he came to my aid and he has given me an awesome opportunity, an awesome tool. Basically he introduced that tool to me and this tool is awesome. So buddy, do you want to explain briefly what is this tool about? Yeah, sure. So the tool that we are going to talk about is named as Binalyze AIR. Binalyze as a forensic suite has different other products as well, but Binalyze AIR can give you over 120 different kind of forensic artifact. It can create timeline, it can remove your machine from network if that is a containment requirement. You see, it's saying it's isolated. Awesome. It has a feature to load YARA scans and it has several other things as well. And guess what? Everything you can do remotely. Just you need to click some buttons and select some profiles, that's all. So you can think this product as like sitting on your endpoints or machines 24/7 and giving your back that hey, if something goes wrong, I am there for you. So I think you guys now want to see this tool in function and what are the features that this tool has to offer. So buddy, are you ready? Yeah, exactly. So I am ready and I hope you guys are also ready now. So stick around. We will show you how. Okay, first of all, I would like to give a big thank you to the whole Binalyze team, not only providing me the license and opportunity to explore the tool, but also help me technically to create my this POC platform and bring it to you guys. I really appreciate your help, guys. Thank you so much. And now, so I hope your coffee is ready. Let's go and explore the tool. Okay, so this is the tool, guys. So already I am liking their platform. It's so much clean, you know. So this is called the Binalyze AIR platform, and as you see I have like 3 managed hosts. So let me show you what are the host setting. So this is my AWS account, as you can see, and I have like 2 hosts, which is the AIR host basically, and one is AIR console. So the AIR console is that where actually this AIR, like the management node, is running. Okay, and I have installed their agent in 3 of my hosts. Okay, so first of all the console agent itself and 2 other separate hosts, like the way that can works actually, right? So first let go to the acquisition tab. Okay, so acquisition tab is something where actually you can select and you can create your own profile based on your need, for which you can like, hey, if you think that okay, I don't need lot of logs, I need only some amounts of logs, so you can do that. So let's create a new profile and let me actually show you what are the things that actually they are providing. Okay, so let's see, it's a Windows platform. Okay, so now you can select from like 65 different of evidence list, and that can be like system, then they have disk, they have memory, browser, NTFS, registry, network, everything. It's crazy, like, you know. So the next thing is that if you go to the artifact list, so not only evidence list, you have artifact list also. You can have like collect their servers, like server logs. If anything is running on your server, like you can say that hey, my server is running on Apache, my server is running on a web server on like MongoDB, then maybe like TCP Tomcat, anything like. So you can explore them as well. They have already provided you all the options, right? So you can see then Microsoft applications also. You have, you can also like communication thing, you can also dump like Zoom database, Zoom media, Microsoft Outlook, Skype Media, a hell lot of thing. Now comes the social artifact. So Twitter database, Twitter cache, so like whatever is like present in your machine. So now the custom content profiler. Now what does that mean? So let's say if you have an like malware infection or something going on onto your endpoint, and you want to collect a particular file, okay, so now how you can do that? So if your requirement is collect from some file like c colon some location, so you can add that path, and let guess what, guys, so you can even collect that from an endpoint. Okay, now you guys are telling me like, hey Archan, enough talking, show us some actual collection evidence, right, how it works. So hold on, I'll show you that as well. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's capture some browser history on one of my machines and let's explore them. Okay, so for doing that, what we can do, we can go to simple this endpoint tab, and let's see, I have 3 machines. Okay, so remember this machine is my air console itself, so I might not target that one, so let's target this one. Okay, so what I can do, I can simply go to this tab in Acquire section, and I can select one of their acquisition profile. So these like test acquisition I have made while I was doing some testing, and these are their by default acquisition tab where we are actually, maybe let's collect browser history. Okay, so let's give it a name as like browsing and test one. So apology if I am missing anywhere about the spelling or something. Now let's see, this location is like, this will be, the logs will be captured inside your Binalyze AIR, which is the management node on that host itself. Okay, but you can see the report itself in this platform, in this web GUI. Okay, so let's start the acquisition, and you see it's already started, and if you just reload, it's so much fast. Already 37% is done. Okay, and what else you need? So I will refresh again the page, and you see, okay, no, I don't want to isolate the machine. Okay, now it's already completed. Okay, so let's view the result, what is had done. So if you just click to this option, it will open up like HTML, this kind of report section page, where actually you can see what are the case ID. It will generate a case ID by default. It will give you the some hash properties and all. And now come to the system information. So this information is captured from the machine itself. Okay, so the uptime and CPU, the OS name, installation date, everything is given. Okay, and even the FQDN name is also given. Now our main context is the browser. Okay, so the history, and so I have 2 browser configured on that machine. Okay, so let me open that machine for you guys. So I think I have already logged into the machine. Yeah, so I have logged into the machine, and you see I have Firefox and the old like Microsoft the Internet Explorer is running on the machine. And now what we can do, we can simply come here and we can download this particular sucker, and let's see what it has to offer us. Okay, so the Excel is opening, and if I come to here, and I know I haven't done anything else, so I have just spinned up the instance and I have just opened Mozilla. That's all, I haven't done anything else. Okay, so we can do one thing, we can probably try to open some tabs, and let's do that thing again. So let's do one thing. Okay, let's open some YouTube pages on that my host machine, and let's see if Binalyze is able to capture that or not. Okay, so meanwhile, while the Explorer is loading, it's done already. Awesome. So yeah, not now, I don't need to do it now. Let's hit YouTube. Okay, yeah, so okay, I don't bother about all those stuff. So yeah, YouTube is opening, and I hope let's run some videos. Okay, so for example, okay, so now it is running, so I'll kill that thing and I'll go back, and what I can do, I can do it again. Okay, I can go to Acquire, and I can again go for browsing history, and I can do it as test, probably test as new, and I will start it again. Okay, so it will be again, I am believing it will be super fast. So let's wait for some time so that this thing gets continued. When meanwhile, let me show you something else also, what this tool has to offer. Okay, so this is the dashboard, and your all the stops, what basically you are doing, you can do it itself over here. Okay, so the thing is that the easy process. Now you can ask me how I can install the endpoints, how basically the communication is happening. It's also very much easy. If you can just come to the endpoint tab, you can click this new endpoint, and you see they are providing the option for Windows. So you can just download this particular package. This package will be a AIR agent, and you can ship this particular AIR agent manually to an endpoint, or you can use your SCCM server or Active Directory to push this agent to install on the backend machine. Okay, that's done. You don't need to do anything else. Okay, and you see there are Debian Linux packages also. You can export these packages. You can just download an RPM Linux packages also. Isn't this awesome? So like once you have just installed this particular agent, your machine will start talking to this Binalyze host. Okay, so I'll go back to my endpoints, because that's the thing that we are going to explore now. Let's go back to the dashboard, and you see the test, this thing is also completed. Okay, let's open that thing and let's see what are the, if the YouTube has captured, the YouTube logs has been captured or not. Okay, I'll go to browser, it's for Firefox. I'll download that sucker and open that up. Awesome. So you see I have opened one particular video and I have opened YouTube. So it's captured. So that means it's no fluke, guys. It is capturing the exact thing that it is actually claiming, right? Isn't it fun? Okay, let's move on to the next thing. What else this tool has to offer? Okay, so this is the kind of acquisition, and let me show you some acquisition history so you can see how much thing I have, like I am acquiring. So by the way, you can do like manual acquisition, you can schedule the acquisition. Okay, which is a big thing. If you like if you don't want to take all the headache that I don't want to do it manual job, I want to automate that. Okay, that's option is also available. So you can come here to this acquisition tab, like endpoint tab, and go back to any of your machine and schedule your acquisition, right? So you can just simply hit that button and just select. So it's easy peasy, guys. So no harm in that. Okay, so I'll go back because I don't need to do that. Okay, let's hit another acquisition profile. This time let me, so okay, so these are the quick profile and full. So full means they are gonna capture everything from the forensic artifact, but that will be some kind of time lapse or something. Let's do one thing. Let's capture the event log from that machine. Okay, so I'll say that event log test. Oops, sorry, I told you I can't spell. Sucks, man. Event log test, and then I'll hit start. Okay, so you see this is also now assigned and it will take some time. Okay, so meanwhile we can already 12%. Awesome. Okay, so what we can do, we can go back to another thing, and let me show you what are the other things this tool has to offer. Okay, if you come here to this triage section, now what is this thing? Now remember, I am telling you that this tool has to offer some EDR capabilities and feature as well. What does it even mean? This tool is providing you to run YARA scans on your endpoints. Okay, notification, what is that? Do you know that? Because our acquisition is completed. We will go back to that, but first let me complete this section. Now you see they are already providing some cool features to run your YARA scans. Now you can tell me, I don't know how to run a YARA script. No worries, they have covered you as well. So you can just create a new rule, and depending on your example rule, so they are giving you some kind of template. Okay, so now you see this is the example rule. You can see like some XOR string. You can select something like some malware domain or something. They will provide you all those information, and it's like it's a template. You can use their template and you can run it. Okay, so the main thing what I have done, okay, so let me show you that I have created one sample file. Okay, so this sample file I have written here malicious light and you have hacked. Okay, now I want to search using a YARA scan that if I can run something if my machine is hacked. So let's search that. Okay, so I'll copy this particular string and I will go back to that something like test tool. This as I have built before this video presentation for you guys. So I can make it like hacked. That's all. Okay, I can save it. And what I want to do, basically I want to run this particular test rule on that machine. Okay, so now let's go back to the endpoint, and this is our endpoint. So what I can do now, rather acquire, we will run triage. Okay, so this is the thing by which you can run your RIA scan on that machine. Isn't it very awesome? So I'll run it, test rule, and hack test. That's all. Okay, I don't need to do anything else. Let's start that particular sucker and let's see. Meanwhile, let's go back to our event log test and let's see what this thing has to offer us. Okay, so this is the report, and again I will go to directly the event log tab, and you see the event logs in evtx format has been captured. Okay, so these are the full log format. You can do it like, you can export it, you can tag it to something. So this thing is like event records is also even captured. Okay, so it's like, so you can even search using like from something like that. Let's search for like 4781, which is a event for security. Okay, a name of an account changed. So these are the security logs. So awesome thing, like, so everything is getting captured. Now if you can come here, you can generate a pdf report and you can save an html report as well. Now you see this is an html report. Now if you just open that up, it will be the same fashion where actually the console is showing us, right? So we can even share this particular report to anyone in your team, and even this tool has to offer a generate pdf format. Okay, so the pdf is portrait, landscape, and okay, so I'll do a landscape and let's see it how it the format looks like. Okay, so meanwhile, while this thing is generating, let's go back to our console and let's go back to the thing, because you remember we have ran one YARA scan on that particular machine, right? Okay, so now I'll go back to the dashboard and you see if I go to recent task, you see 12 matches. What? I have 12 hack thing? I don't know, guys. So let's open that up. Okay, so now you see scanning YARA console rules false positive, because obviously, right? Because YARA is like, and my rule is like nothing. It's like one string. It will be obviously false positive will be there. But our intention is like whether it can able to tell us that the sample one file having the hack string or not. Okay, so let's open that particular report and let's see. Now this thing is open, so we will go to the file, and as you see this file has sample1.txt, so that means it is working properly. And I don't know if these files are having also the name com hacked or something, because depending on how you write the like the string or YARA, right, it can match h, it can match a also, because I didn't write to fine tune the rule properly. Now, if you want to know how to write your YARA scan and if you want to start your malware journey, malware analyst journey, there will be a link in the description box. Please go to that. And I think it is coming somewhere in the up right now. Okay, so you can follow that one. So now you see the report is generated. This was the report that we ran last time. And if you see, this is the same kind of report that we were seeing. That's the event log, right? So awesome. So you can attach this report to your any of your ticket, any of your like email communication or something, and you can be done. It's like so simple. Okay, next thing. So what else is has to offer? So you see there is an option to create your webhook as well. So like in webhook is the thing that when if you have a like antivirus solution or something and you want to trigger particular task, maybe an acquisition task, maybe a YARA task, something, so you can create, you can come here and you can even like create your parser and webhook so that your other tools can also talk with that, right? So this option is also available. So I am not prepared to like create a webhook right now, but in our coming episode we can also explore that option. Okay, so by default it has to offer the QRadar, Splunk, URL, and REMOTRly EDR that particular parser. So I'm gonna explore like down the line maybe QRadar or Splunk, because we have our episodes coming up for SIM further analysis on QRadar. Okay, for stick around for that. Now there is another option called timeline. Okay, so timeline is a feature when by which you can like create your event of interest that is happening on your machine. Okay, so let's create a new fresh timeline on the machine on which we are working. Okay, let's select that one and it's okay. So timeline is fine, and you will select that as like test timeline. Okay, test timeline, and description I'll give it as same, and let's create that particular timeline. Okay, now what is basically it's doing, it's like communicating with your agent that is sitting on your host, and between this air console host, and it is creating your timeline. Okay, so 50% like total events is captured, and the processes is resources are also getting captured. So, okay, so we'll wait for some time because till the processing is gets completed. So meanwhile I'll show you some other things as well. So now you can tell me that, hey, now you, these are the option where the task is present. Now from where I can actually see the old task that I have run. So you have just can come to this particular task section, and you can see whatever task that you have run from inception. Okay, so I have run pretty much like this 12 or like 13 tasks so far on this particular POC platform, right? Now there is another option also available, so that's presenting actual the EDR solution or like antivirus solution at sake. Okay, so we'll come to that. Now let's see if our timeline creation is completed or not. Okay, so it's still processing, we'll wait for some time. So meanwhile let, okay, 97%, because I want to show you the feature by which the tool actually claims that it can remove the machine, it can reboot the machine from this page itself, and it can take it back to online, right? So now isn't it very much fascinating that how it's thing working? So the idea is behind that, in your containment step, right, there is a requirement, maybe you need to make the system offline and you need to make it out of network. Okay, so there is a communication happening, so anything is not happening from agent to host. Okay, agent to air console, so everything is getting pushed from the air console, and whenever a communication is sent to from like air console to the endpoint agent, only that time it is talking. Now while they are removing the machine from the network, they are cutting the internet connection, but the connection between the air console and the endpoint is live, right? So by that means, so all other connection is getting dropped. Okay, so now but doing that your machine is getting offline, but if you need that after your for any other purpose, you need to make the machine online again, you don't need to go, and you don't need to travel like 100 or 10 kilometers and go back to physically to that machine and boot that machine up and plug it to back to network. Okay, so we can sitting on this host platform from air agent itself, you can do that work. Okay, so let me show you that, but first let's open up our timeline and let me show you what the thing has to offer. Okay, now I will go to the view tab and it is opening us report, and I am obviously thinking that this report will be the quite similar report the way it has shown the other reports. Okay, as you see, so you see there are a lot of things in the reports. Okay, now this is a real fascinating thing, guys. So let's come to the process. Okay, so you see this is the thing that oh man, it's like it's everything. So it's like the automated process, like timeline. When this thing is happening, it will create everything on the machine, everything happening on the machine. Okay, now just see the packages and see the features that this tool has to offer. So it is not even like creating something, but it is taking all of the things that you might need at need hours. Okay, so you can just do simple kind of automation from maybe your sim, maybe your AV, or maybe other tool. You can create a webhook and ask that, hey, give me the timeline of the machine, and the timeline will be presented to you. Okay, so event time records, then downloads itself. I haven't done any downloads. Like then driver, what are the drivers that machine is currently running, and then in the event registry it has the shell bags, it has shim cache. Okay, so obviously the shim cache is also available. Now this particular course is not about analyzing the logs, but to test the feature of the tool. Right now you see there are a lot of things. So again, everything is getting captured as a property of your timeline analysis. Okay, now you can, it's Scrum is also there, Amcache there, firewall rules is also there. Now what are the things in present on your firewall of the endpoint that is being given to you as well? Okay guys, now it's time to see the magic. Okay, so this is the same machine which we were talking so much, and we are taking all the dumps. So what I want to do, I want to isolate the machine from the network. So it shows a message that action will isolate the endpoint from network, terminating all the connection except air console. Are you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. So now it is that it is isolating the machine and it is like processing. Okay, so let's wait for some time and we will go back to our machine and we will test and like just opening some kind of, you see it's saying it's isolated. Awesome. So now let's test that whether the isolation is completed or not. Okay, so what I can do, this is my machine, and as you want, if I want, I just want to open a browser and let's test it whether I'm able to connect to any of the web thing or not. Okay, simple. What I can do, I can simply just click YouTube and I want to open YouTube. Okay, so now you see YouTube is getting requested, but I am not saying any kind of response is coming. Okay, so open in new tab, YouTube is opening, it's trying. I bet it's trying. Okay, let's open something as LinkedIn. I am not sure. Awesome. Secure connection failed. You see in YouTube it's still going on, but there is no response. Okay, so that means this machine is isolated from the network. That means the machine connection with the internet has been broken. Now let's go back to our machine and let's go back to this particular hit button and unisolate the machine. Okay, yes, I want to unisolate the machine and let's hope it will restore back my network connection to that particular machine. Okay, it's still processing. We'll wait for some time and let's see. Now as you can see, the tag was there as isolated, it's gone now. So I have notification, that is fine, and I will go back to my machine and I will try to run some internet things again. Okay, awesome. So it's magic, guys. So you see the isolation feature is also working. So that means in need hours, if you want to isolate the machine from network, that is also possible. Now the final test. Okay, so I'll close that test, and what I want to do, I want to reboot the I want to power up the machine. Okay, let's shut down the particular sucker and let's see whether that command is also working or not. Task created, it's assigned now. So what I can do, it's wait for some time and let's see. In this particular console, I have to see it, right? It's still running. I see it, this thing is assigned. Okay, you have notification. Okay, it's shut down now. Let's go back. I'll refresh the page. Oh my god, you see it's stopping, guys. It's finally stopping. So that means our machine has been shutting down. So that means this agent, this Binalyze AIR is also capable of isolating the machine. Not only that, it can power down the machine as well. Okay, now you might be thinking, hey, all of these are like fine, these are Windows stuffs. Now what about others? So we have features also others. So as I showed you, in the endpoint section, we can install RPM packages for Debian and other installation thing as well, right? Now let's go back to our acquisition tab. Let's hit open any of the acquisition template and let me show you what are the things that it has to offer for Linux as well. So by default in Linux it is capturing like 48 of the event evidence list, and that you can see I think it is almost everything like cron job, system controls, and like memory also. It's capturing the shared memory, swap memory, users, SSH login. These are the very important things, guys, that you might need for a forensic investigation on an endpoint, right? So shellback, what else you want? But believe me, guys, they are like building their tool and they are improving their capabilities like hell lot of fast in speed. Okay, so you can expect this property more probably from 48, maybe it can go to 100 depending on their speed. Okay, so but they are implementing it so fast, man. They have already drone in the market now, and they have some other tools also in the market, which I am very impressed on their tools. Okay, if you can come here, you can see the audit logs also, right? Like when whatever happened through this console, through this AIR particular console to your endpoint machine, you can everything see here. And I believe these logs can be pulled to any of your SIM platform also, and that property is also available. Yeah, guys, so that's all I guess I have for this particular episode. Now honestly, you tell me, how do you think about the tool? But it isn't it really awesome? So believe me guys, honestly I am telling, so like last week I have one incident for like in Linux machine where I had to run some script, that is in-house script I have written to capture some of the forensic artifact, right? But I have no one to go to that particular machine actually and log in and run my script, because I am failing. I have the script in my hand, but I was failing to capture all those bloody logs because of capability. Now I am thinking that had I been introduced with Binalyze, and if I have this tool in my arsenal, that was a easy peasy job for you, for me guys also, right? So what do you think about this tool, right? So explore the tool. I'll leave the full link of their product and utilization on my description box. Feel free to reach out to them if you need, and if you think that you can do a POC. Those guys are really awesome, and they can even provide you like 1 month free license depending on your need, which you can explore, and you can do your POC on their tool itself, right? So you can register and you can get one license for like 1 month, I guess that the base license they are giving for exploring the tool. So yeah, I guys, that's all. And before even leaving, I hope you have hacked YouTube algorithm today. If not, please do that. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that bell icon, right? Because that's the only thing when you get notified when I upload a new video, right? I'll catch you guys next time. Stay healthy.